What's good, everyone? You are now in the Mixx Radio on Fire. It's your big dog, Kid 6, and you know I have the squad here with me, Chi-Town's finest, and your girl, Aaliyah. What's up, everyone?
Oh, I thought you was going to say,
Tuesday.
like, AKA whatever.
What?
I don't know.
DSL?
Oh, we didn't say that. No, but
I
no.
don't think, no, they don't need to know that nickname right now. We still fresh here.
Yes,
they don't need to.
you're right.
Probably like in 2 months for your birthday.
Please don't do that for my birthday. Well, not for my birthday shout out, but
it's definitely going to be for your birthday shout out, for sure. Can't tell me what I can and can't post.
Oh, you hype because you just came off your birthday weekend.
Man, listen, I just came off my birthday high because you thought no one cared about my birthday, but I got a lot of love on my birthday.
On the G-Day, the big 3-1.
Man, listen.
3-1.
Reggie Miller, he's a Hall of Famer, right? 31.
We ever seen.
I'm going to just say this was by far one of the best birthday celebrations I've had. The A was so much love.
You want to tell the Mixxers about your weekend?
Oh, the weekend was lit. Can't give them the full detail.
No, I want to say the full detail. Just
nah, it was definitely lit. Went to this spot called BQE. Pretty dope. Mm-hmm. Like extremely dope brunch spot. Their food was amazing. I had the crab cake and fries.
Sounds good.
It was.
Crab
it was
cake
amazing.
And fries.
It was amazing. Then we went to Atlanta Breakfast Club. Food was amazing there. Every food spot we went to was good.
You can eat good in the A.
Yeah, you definitely can. I must say, there are some, I don't know what they're feeding the women down there, but they thick. They are thick. I don't think I've ever been to any airport where every woman that walks by, that works there, is thick.
That's that.
I don't know what, it's them grits and biscuits.
Grits and biscuits.
For
that's
real.
Cornbread fed.
Yeah, nah, seriously, man, because every woman down there, even the white women, you need to get the recipe.
I'm okay. Thanks.
Nah, I'm joking. I'm
good.
You nice. You represent for the skinny women.
The little women, yes, I am.
Yeah.
Yep.
Little women matter.
Little women matter.
I'm joking. Yo, how was y'all weekend, man?
See, how was your weekend first? I'll let you go ahead.
My weekend was cool, man. I went to Baltimore Carnival.
Oh,
You
how was
did.
it?
I was gonna go.
Should have went.
I should have when it was lit, right?
It was lit. They had oxtail. You know, I love oxtail. Had some barbecue chicken.
I'm glad you said oxtail.
Oh yeah.
And not oxtails with
not
the S.
oxtails. I know better.
Yeah, you know better. C knows better.
I had to be a little culture. You know, I went to Jamaica one time and they just let me know what it was. I knew before then, but you know, I had to go out there see the different cultures. Mm-hmm. It was lit though, man. For real. It was getting me ready for Carabana in Toronto.
Man,
so you are going?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I'm trying to tell you. I'm prepared. I think I'm prepared.
Oh no. If you ain't prepared.
Nah. I'm prepared. Yo, you know Dame really came down to the A?
On Sunday, like he said?
Yes. He was really in the A. My man went from Dallas. How you go from Dallas to the A?
I don't know.
I love that. Go ahead, man. Get his travel life.
That's crazy. How was your weekend?
My weekend was good.
What you do?
I got a new piercing in my conch. It hurts like hell, but it's cute, I think. The whole evening brunch that I told y'all about, it really wasn't what I thought it was.
What did you think it was going to be? You thought you was going to get breakfast and dinner in the evening?
Yeah, but I thought it was going to be like more chill. It was in Port Covington. It was like a chill, like not chill, but it was food trucks around. And then like you could sit down. It was nice by the water. But then towards the night, it got lit. Like the DJ played nothing but like throwbacks. We just had drinks. We just had a great time. It was awesome. That
was your kind of vibe, huh?
It was definitely my kind of vibe. The crowd was mature.
So it was no chicken and waffles.
What?
What you mean? What? No, it wasn't no chicken and waffles. But it was like other stuff. Like I had a shrimp roti and some fries. It's really good. Like this, different. It was different. So it was like different type of meals you got. And as far as you saying what? Yeah, it was like a mature like vibe. It wasn't. Can't party with the kids, man.
Mature, like everybody using this face app looking mature.
Not that mature.
Bro.
No, they like.
Because you know her. You already. She's like, why is everyone following this trend?
No, I just say I feel like everybody just jump on like the
you just
thing
mad
that
because you don't look good. Oh,
I don't care. Like I just not jumping on everything. Y'all annoying, but
you gotta let people enjoy things.
I know. I think that's her biggest problem.
What's my biggest problem?
You don't like to let people enjoy things.
I didn't mention anything about it. I didn't say. I'm saying it now.
So why'd you have to throw out mature crowd?
Because it was a mature crowd.
Who cares? Why you just can't say you had a good time? It was a good vibe.
Because you said it was my kind of vibe, and I'm saying why. Because it was a mature crowd. Like, it was not old. They were like 30
are wondering out there, she
and
is extremely bougie. So I need y'all to understand that. So if it's not throwback music or, just a nice scene where she can have a fruity little drink, it's not her type of
What's
scene.
wrong with me not being ratchet? That's what you like. And I bet you had girls that's just twerking and doing all that stuff on the table.
And they were still classy. I like my clatchet women. For all those wondering what's clatchet, it is classy and ratchet mixed together, so they know how to be classy. How are you classy
when you are twerking on a table? Please tell me any class in that.
Extreme
no
class.
offense to any girls who do it. I'm just saying.
There's much class in that because you know what? She's having a good time shaking her ass on the table.
How is that classy?
Just because you can't shake your ass on the table.
We're not talking about me. We're talking about how is that classy?
That is classy.
I'm not letting my daughter do that. And if my daughter, I will yank her up real
quick.
How
you going to not let her do that?
Because it's not classy. It's not cute. And she needs to not do that.
Well, she's going to do it.
My daughter won't do it.
She will. And guess what? My son will probably be at the same spot she at and get her in the video.
In the video?
Yup.
He put it on the gram?
Put her on the gram real quick.
You gonna send it to you? How you looking like off the face app? That's how you go. That's my boy.
Yup. I'm like, yeah. Who? I'm like, who? No, they be like, Dad, ain't that your friend's daughter? I'm like, yeah.
My daughter will never be doing that.
Yeah, okay.
They won't. So that's because you like that. That's fine. You can like the ratchet.
Yeah, it's nothing wrong with clatchet women.
It's not
listen,
clatchet.
Ladies,
what the hell is that?
I just gave you the definition.
That's not classy.
I want to know, what does that mean? You need to be a little bit more detailed. What does that mean?
Please.
Clatchet.
You know what?
She's
classy Monday through Friday. Saturday and Sunday, the weekend come, she gets her ratchet on. She could do it. She work hard, working her 9 to 5. She.
That's a good percentage right there.
Yeah.
That is the most retarded definition.
I like that.
So you
are you twerking on tables?
Yeah.
If she wants to on Saturday and Sunday.
I ain't not here. I look like that. I'm not.
What's like what? Oh, I gotta look at that.
Yeah. So see, so she's clatching.
I'm not doing that.
Doing what?
It might be in the corner.
But you're not gonna be out and about on the table.
Listen.
I represent a whole thing. Yeah, so I can't necessarily do that. But
right, you can do it in your house.
Listen.
All right, see that? I respect your honesty.
I can't.
Okay.
I respect your honesty. I like that. So ain't nothing wrong with being clatchet.
Because if you being ratchet 2 days out the week, that's still 71% of the time when you classy.
Exactly.
That's a good percentage.
So you gonna bring a ratchet home to your mother?
He's not bringing ratchet home.
Go ahead.
No. If I bring home to my mother, it's gonna be during one of the weekdays. So she gonna be classy.
Exactly.
So, you know what I'm saying?
You gonna marry a ratchet chick?
If we get married during a weekday, I'm trying to get you to understand the balance right here.
I'm saying
clatchet is just dumb.
No, it's not.
Oh, Lord,
I'm just letting you know.
I'll be that.
That's
but
crazy.
you know what though? I stand in my truth.
You know what? I'm glad. But it's okay. So for the ladies out there, it is all right for you to be clatchet. Okay?
Or bougie. Or ratchet.
Nah,
living your truth, whatever you are.
Don't be that bougie person, all right? And if you want to entertain the
what's
whole face app,
what's wrong with bougie?
Old, go ahead and do it, all right?
I ain't knocking nobody hustle.
You definitely are. You was like, oh, why does everybody?
I just feel like everybody just jump on everything, but that's just me. Like I'm just.
Yeah. That's how stuff gain popularity.
For how long?
I mean,
this is
gonna
be like a couple
today.
days.
I know it's literally exactly, and that's fine. Okay. That's fine. We just having fun with it.
Have fun. Knock yourselves out.
Damn. Oh my goodness.
And what's wrong with bougie?
Listen, I ain't going.
What is wrong with bougie?
Listen, you know what? I'm still on the high. I ain't going to let the devil bring me down. Before we continue into anything else, man, shout out to our sponsors. As you can see right now, we got the Rich King brand. All right, my good fellow brother over here got on the Rich King, Rich King official. You know what I'm saying, man? So yeah, make sure y'all cop up. Black-owned business, Sour Life Clothing Line. Again, that stands for Surviving Our Urban Reality. And of course, you know we have Capture the World. They actually gave me a nice little fit to rock over the weekend. So shout out to them, man. Everything was just great.
I'm glad you enjoyed your weekend.
It was a great weekend.
Because you know what? You make your birthday like a national freaking holiday. So we so glad it just came and moved on.
No, you know what?
My God. Thank you, Father God.
Be happy that I'm not the type of person because we all know how women are. Anytime their birthday is in the month, okay, you're born on that day. You're not celebrating every day. We know you're not that woman.
You know people do that. I'm celebrating all month. No, you ain't.
Exactly.
Yeah,
your birthday was on the 15th. Relax. That's it.
I'm not that, so I can't say.
Yeah,
I'm really chill. Like, my birthday come and goes. I'm not, like, I put up one post. All right, keep it moving. That's it. I'm just not extra like that. You were just extra.
How am I extra?
Yo, you've been talking about your birthday forever now.
Why I
like,
can't be excited?
golly.
Why I can't be excited?
You should be excited. I mean, you turned a new age, but good Lord.
You
Christmas.
really my biggest hate. Yo, it be your closest people, man. I'm trying to tell you.
Oh, are we so happy your birthday over?
God
Now I
damn,
love
they
that.
smile in your face. See, Tupac did that to Omar Epps and Juice.
Oh, song Tupac?
Yeah,
Tupac made that movie.
he definitely did.
did.
He said, you know what? I am crazy.
And I don't give a...
Yeah.
That's you.
He said,
That
is you.
Hey,
That's your probably biggest hater, y'all. Man, listen, watch your close friends. They gonna smile in your face. I need y'all to understand that. Moving on, we're gonna talk about some NFL because the preseason will be kicking off in a couple of weeks, and I want to make some predictions here for this upcoming season. See what your thoughts are on your team. We'll start with you, bro. You Chi-Town's finest, Chicago Bears.
look, man.
How you think y'all? I mean, because y'all have one of the top defenses coming into the season.
Look, man, I'm putting it to you like this, man. This is how I'm taking it, right? We got one of
Alright.
the top defenses. If y'all haven't heard, one of the 4 players that has a 99 rating on Madden
I was gonna
2020
talk about that.
is my good man's Khalil Mack. Hold it down.
He's a beast.
He's a beast. You know what I'm saying? We got one of the toughest schedules. We talked about this before. We got one of the toughest schedules. But so does everybody else in our division. Mm-hmm. So with this tough schedule, if we can overcome that and then we still make it to the playoffs, I can see us making a good playoff run.
What's your regular season record?
Regular season record, I don't think, well, for our division, I think the best record in our division probably be maybe like 11 to 12 game max.
Okay.
At the max. We're going to win somewhere between 10 and 12 games. Regardless,
Mm-hmm.
I got to send shots at the ops. Green Bay not going to win that many games. So,
Yeah.
you know,
That's your prediction.
That's a good call.
that's my prediction right there.
That's a good
We
call
going back
right
to the
there.
playoffs. My only worry is that, Cody Parkey did us bad against the Eagles in the freaking playoffs last year, and we got 2 kickers on our roster right now who have 0 NFL experience. So
That's going to be much needed in clutch games.
oh my God, because Khalil Mack can't kick that field goal.
Yeah,
Trubisky can't kick that field goal.
that's very
We're
true.
gonna have to hold it down. We're gonna be all right though.
All right. Miss Aaliyah,
I ain't been watching football, so
stop lying.
I've not been watching football.
You watched a game or two. How you think your bum ass Ravens are going to do?
I have no idea because I don't know what's going on with them. So why don't y'all tell me? Because I really don't. It's sad coming from. I used to be a football fan.
I'm gonna let the Steelers fan tell you.
Well, I'll let you know right now. You guys are really going to be looking at more of like a 7-9. I give y'all maybe 8-8 type of season.
All right, let's hold that. Why?
Because teams now have official tape on what Lamar Jackson can do, which is run. Very exceptional. But when it comes to him actually throwing the ball, he's not extremely accurate. So they're going to apply a lot of pressure on him. They're going to want him to become a throwing mobile quarterback.
So because
they got tape on him now too. So
They
you
got
gonna have
tape,
to.
yeah. So hopefully he's working on that this offseason.
Okay, we're
Because
gonna
it's going
hold
to be
that.
looking pretty scary for
7-9
y'all.
or 8-8.
Yeah.
Okay. So how your Steelers gonna do?
Steelers, I'm going to say we'll probably be 10-6, 11-5 at best. I'll give a surprise and say 12-4, but I know how we are when it comes to games that we're supposed to win and we end up
I was
losing them.
about to say that, man.
Yeah, we're definitely known for that, and we're extremely consistent with it. So, yeah, 10-6, 11-5, 12-4 at best.
So y'all gonna win the division?
If we could stay healthy and really stay focused, I think we got rid of the headaches that were in the locker room. So I feel like if Ben can really become a leader for the offense and really step it up, then we should be good. We should really be good. I'm looking forward to it, man. It was on, and it's crazy that you had mentioned the Madden ratings. It was only one offensive player who had a 99 overall rating.
That was Hopkins, right?
DeAndre Hopkins overall rating.
Yeah,
It's
they
crazy.
gave Phillip Rivers a 94. I think Tom Brady got like a 96.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. Yeah, I don't like how they did the ratings for real.
People was mad.
Yeah,
People was mad. Just like in NBA 2K, some people was mad.
yo, you seen that? I think LeBron and
Kawhi,
97.
97. They gave-
Now, I will say I think Kawhi definitely should have been like a 98.
Yo, I was saying the same thing. They gave. I think, me personally, I think Giannis should have had the highest rating over everybody.
Yeah, he definitely should have.
He had a 90. Him, Kevin Durant, James Harden, and Steph Curry all had a 96.
Mm-hmm.
Only two people that had a 97 was LeBron and Kawhi. I think if anything, they should have gave like Giannis like a 98 or something like that. They could have gave Kawhi 98, 97. They could have given LeBron like 95, 96.
Yeah, I was gonna say a 95 for real, but you know it's LeBron James, so he has to. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so I'm definitely looking forward to Madden. You know, drops next month. So ladies, get your time in with the fellas now because football season is approaching, as well as Madden is about to drop, and then in September, NBA 2K will be dropping. So if you really think you're about to have your man's time, listen, you better get it while you can.
It's already been a hot girl summer, so
facts. And right now, y'all ain't looking too good out here with the hot girl summer.
Why not?
We know you not a part. Oh, you? Why you say why not? Oh, you a part of the hot girl summer?
What's the hot girl summer?
She's not a part of it.
Yeah, she ain't.
Yeah, I don't know what hot girl summer is.
Seen it like 100 times today.
Yeah, everybody keeps saying that. I don't know what the
Okay,
hell. I'm just
okay.
not up with the stuff. Like, what's hot girl summer?
You know, a bunch of ratchet girls just trying to think they can get over on the men,
How?
basically.
This
You know what? Prime example: the little chicken heads that came to my crib and stole my juice and my gallon of water. That was their hot girl summer. And that was ratchet, not clatchet. They ain't have no class.
So during the other 5 days of the week, that's just how they behave anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
So they ratchet.
Okay.
Now
Okay,
that's
well, I'm
ratchet.
glad you guys clarify what hot girl summer is. Y'all, we're not participating in that.
Yeah, you don't participate in anything.
I don't participate. You guys.
Nothing.
That is not true. I don't participate in stuff you do. We all know what you do. Does anybody follow your Instagram?
Yeah, you know
Okay.
what?
Well,
And
then
they
I'm sure
and they
people know.
Yeah, exactly. And they saw how I was living it up. Good
Do
time.
you want a cookie?
I do. Snickerdoodle. Thank you.
Continue.
Anyway, moving on, man, because we have some entertainment news here. So Diddy has confirmed about the reboot of the Making of the Band in 2020. Now, we all seen how Making the Band went.
We all seen it.
What would you guys like to see
He ain't gonna
differently?
make nobody walk the
Freaking
Juniors,
Brooklyn for
what's
some
the-
cheesecake.
yeah,
They went to
like-
Brooklyn for Manhattan for
Yo,
some cheesecake.
when Dave Chappelle did that skit,
It was funny.
it was.
It was
Shutting down the
funny.
studio. He said, I'm
Who's
shutting down
gonna
the
like?
studio.
Come on, Diddy. Like, why?
Now, I think Diddy
He ran
might
out of
really
ideas.
come. I hope he comes a little different.
What would you like to
this
see
time
different
around.
if you plan to watch it? Which I'm not, but
I would actually like to see whatever group or artist he picks, like, actually makes it. And I mean, because you haven't really seen anyone in the Bad Boy era who's really.
I made that point last time. Y'all were
because
like,
He made three bands. He made 3 bands.
where are
French
they
Montana
now?
with Bad Boy?
He is.
Okay, but I mean, he's not like when we think about Bad Boy, we think about Biggie, Kim.
Mace.
Excuse me, I made this point last week and y'all were getting on me, and I was saying how Bad Boy is whack and nobody should sign with them. And y'all were like, no, it's both. It's the artist and Bad Boy.
No, we said it's the artist. We
I
ain't
say it's
it
the
was
label.
both. Yeah, you blamed it on the label.
I'm
but
still
we said
blaming it
was
on the label.
So
Nobody-
if you could see Diddy right now, what would you say? If you were to see Diddy on
Just
the street,
stop. Just focus on his business and whatever else he's doing. Just let Bad Boy go. I mean, I know it's a foundation
He's
for
too
him,
good. He's too good with music for him to just let it
no,
go.
he
though.
is.
Right.
But I mean, so is Stevie J. Look at him. Like,
He don't need to let it go either. He got a whole bunch of other issues that
Yeah.
ain't music related that he needs to deal
Facts.
with.
yeah. But my point is, I say that to say that I haven't seen, or we haven't seen anybody be as successful as Bad Boy since who?
I mean, he just said French.
But French was
Montana.
hot like way before he.
French still be doing this
yeah,
thing.
French
Yeah, but
Montana
he
still
but
be
didn't
doing
he?
this thing.
But he was.
It's,
I feel like he was
it's not
doing.
your kind of music, right?
No, shut up. He was doing what he was doing before he got on the Bad Boy. Correctly, we knew who he was before he signed on
Kinda.
Bad Boy. Exactly.
Kinda. He wasn't as big, like not nearly as big.
But we knew who he
until
was.
but he wasn't as big though.
Name
think
somebody
that's the
like
point.
successful that started with Bad Boy and they had longevity outside of the '90s artists.
I mean, that you mean started with Bad Boy, still with Bad Boy and got longevity, or started with Bad Boy and got longevity, but they
and
might
still
not be with
going
Bad.
strong in Bad Boy right now.
I might not even be able to name you an artist from any label.
Right.
That's still with that label, still going strong, unless they like started it or something like that. Like, I don't know.
Isn't let's J. Cole? I mean, he kind of branched off to his own thing, but isn't he still
Yeah.
partnered with
Rock Nation?
Yeah.
He might be. I'm not sure.
Rihanna?
I'm not even sure.
Oh,
Rihanna.
as far as
Rihanna
I'm
ain't even
concerned,
made
they
an
still
album.
have
Rihanna
connection.
even made music.
Rihanna
in years.
ain't even making
But
music.
the point
so
is,
she
she's
pissing
had
me off.
longevity with the label that she's been with since she started. Name a Bad Boy.
I
Recent.
see what she means with them artists. Though. The only reason that we had was French,
French.
and you discredited French. So I mean,
Right.
I'm not discrediting
That's your problem.
him. I'm not. Okay. You
Yo,
know what? No.
French,
No.
we
I
rock
am.
with you.
I
am
Don't pay her
discrediting
no
him because
attention.
he jumped on the Afro beat.
with Sway Lee.
That was trash.
Oh,
He
you
just
wildin'.
did to just it was garbage. And actually,
That
one of my
song was a
favorite
hit.
Afro beats. And you thought that was lit?
That song was a hit.
Oh,
The
dude.
song is a hit, but I think French didn't do anything for the remix.
It wasn't the remix.
Maybe we're not talking about the same song.
What song you talking
I'm talking
about?
about Unforgettable.
No, oh yeah, we're not talking about the same song.
Yeah, I was about to say because that
Yeah.
shit. That,
He did a recent one with the Drogba with what's the
no,
Afro?
I don't know. I don't
Yeah,
know if I heard
so
that
you,
one.
yeah,
I
and you
haven't
didn't
heard
hear
that
it. Y'all gotta hear it. It was so
For real?
garbage. Yeah. And anybody can tell you they put so many thumbs down on the YouTube channel because
For
it
real?
was horrible.
I'm gonna have to look it up.
He did nothing for the remix because the song was hot itself, but he didn't add anything to the remix.
I'll have to
I'll
look
let y'all
that up.
look that one up.
I
Y'all hear
will.
y'all
That
will
one
agree
up.
like
But
nah,
we'll,
that was trash.
we'll see in 2020 what this reboot of the Making the Band
Oh
will
yeah,
be like.
you gonna watch that for us? Let us know.
His bands had some kind of success though. I know Danity Kane Day 26 went platinum.
They have. I feel like Diddy.
You know that's one of Aaron's favorite.
Oh yeah, I already know.
groups,
She
too.
was on tour with both
Facts.
of them.
I feel like Diddy
Was
is
she
good
a member
for
of
like.
Danity Kane? Was she?
I believe.
don't know. She might have been one of the
I think
members.
I think she gonna be.
Is she
I think she
under-
got backstage access to OVO Fest.
Probably do.
Now I feel like Diddy would give you like one or two hot songs. That's it.
We'll
You're
see.
good for a single or two.
We'll see. We'll
Okay.
see how things pan out for it.
You go ahead.
Moving on, there has been a bunch of debate about ASAP Rocky with his past comments pertaining to black issues and injustice versus present situation today where, of course, he's locked up out in Sweden still. And basically during a 2006 interview was with Double XL.
It was a 2014.
I mean,
interview.
2006, 14 or 16.
It was a 2014 interview. He spoke out on that interview in 2016 though.
Oh, okay. Basically trying to clear it up.
Yeah, because it like served. I was gonna say something about that too, because the interview was from 2014, and what we all should already know is that it was like an excerpt, the excerpt that people seen from what he was saying and stuff in the interview. But we gotta understand context. You can't just take an excerpt out of an entire interview and
Right.
act like that's just what he said, what he meant, with no context to what he was saying.
Yeah.
And that was from 2014. So when it originally came out and people seen it, you kind of had no choice but to see the whole entire interview. So it wasn't an issue because people understood his context and where he was coming from.
Right.
That's why somebody like probably just took that one portion 2 years later in 2016 and was like, oh, look at ASAP, he just said this, or he said, and people start jumping on his head about it. And he got on the Breakfast Club and he clarified.
Yeah.
And he was just like, like stuff like this happens all the time. We've seen it happen with 1,000 people. The fact that it happened to him, he has to clarify it. He was like, that's the issue. But he was like, come on, man. But for it to show back up again 3 years after he clarified, once he gets locked up, I didn't see the correlation to that at all.
Yeah, I really didn't see it either. And, for a lot of people out here, they just try to dig up anything and try to make it resurface and try to make it seem as though, okay, well, no, because remember you said this. I think the problem with some people today, they don't really, it's like they want to understand what the person is saying, but they really, it goes in one ear and out the other. You heard what he said, but you're switching all of his words around, and
That's
now
what I
you're trying to
said.
make it
An
an issue.
That's why I'm saying they needed the context, because I seen I can't remember the lady's name. She got a blog, but she was kind of going back and forth with Joe Budden.
Yeah, I seen that.
What's her name? Crystal or something like that. She has some kind of like a podcast thing too.
Yeah.
But they were kind of like going. I think it was going back and forth. It probably wasn't like that much of a dialogue or whatever. But Joe said something about it on his podcast, and I understood both sides, but Crystal was coming from the side of just the portion like, I just remember him saying this, so I don't care that he locked up, whatever. Mm-hmm. And then Joe was just like, all right, so he, for one, taken out of context. You still taking something out of context without even inquiring about the rest of the context.
Right.
And just completely ignoring the fact that he clarified this years ago.
Exactly.
And then still holding that over his head when he's locked up in another country, and that issue has nothing to do with what he was talking about in the interview.
That's almost like what happened with Kevin Hart with the whole with the whole comment that he made towards the LGBTQ community, but it really wasn't a comment towards them, but it was a joke, and he apologized about it, and it was they were like, he still needs to apologize again. So
again and again,
right?
And again.
You just have some weird people out here, man. So they just got to do better. So it's been reported today that Robert Kelly appeared before a judge, and the ruling was for Robert to be held without bond. The judges feel Robert is an extreme danger to the community, especially the minor girls. I mean, everyone's known this for years now.
Like 20 years?
Like,
maybe 15.
Seriously.
I think it's more than 20.
You think it's more than 20?
I'm telling you, I remember as far back as when I was in preschool, and that was like 94.
So y'all have known this for a while. 25. And it really hit me today. You know how like sometimes you really just be thinking about stuff, and now I'm really thinking about it. I really feel as though 12 play was really dedicated for the younger. So you have to be 12 in order to play with R. Kelly.
See what I'm saying?
That's how I had to. I was like, damn.
That's
the sad thing was crazy about that though. There's some classics on that album though.
Exactly.
They are all tainted. They are all tainted.
Yeah,
it is unfortunate.
Like it's crazy because he's really made some hits, and it's sad that I can't even listen to his music.
Somebody said lock him under the jail, but with the studio though.
Yo, I seen that. I seen that, man.
Hold it down.
I'm trying to figure out how this is going to play out this time around. Because I just don't want to see this man out again. And hopefully this time around, I mean, because they said one of his old security guards or somebody ended up turning in like some of his sex tapes. That he had.
Oh, they said it was several.
Several.
They found like 20 other ones.
Several. Yo, if this is being handed to me, I'm gonna have to lock you up too, because it's like, fam, you have this, you knew about this, you knew what was going on. So I mean, thanks for, cooperating, but you going down too.
But he has no legal bond. I mean, morally, yeah, and ethically, but he doesn't have a legal bond to report it.
Why not?
It's not binded by anything.
Yo.
Like I am, but he's not. He doesn't have legal stipulation.
And I think people really have to start looking at the situation like, damn,
morally,
what if that was my daughter?
Right.
What if that was my niece? What if that was my little sister?
Speaking from a moral standpoint, which you clearly see a lot of people don't have these days.
Yeah, I agree. So it's crazy. It's really crazy. But hopefully this time around they get it right. Keep my man's locked up.
Man. They got so much evidence in their face. If they don't get it right, man. Got to do away with the whole system anyway.
Not seriously.
Well, I'm glad you said anyway.
At this point, just throw your hands in the air and just.
The system isn't that great anyway.
My man said, "I'm fighting for my life." Yeah, all right, nigga. Yeah, all right. Hey, bro.
Yo, I just got a funny ass text message. Someone just said, because they are in the mix right now. Mm-hmm. They said,
shout out to them.
Facts. Shout out to the mix in this, man. They just asked, well, what if you smashing something and 12 play come on? What you doing? I got to skip.
Alexa, play the next song.
Right? Play the next track, man. Play the next track. What you going to do? You probably going to keep going. You still be listening to R. Kelly. That's
I haven't listened to R. Kelly song in a while, but Man, he got some classics. I'm sorry.
Damn, so you still smashing? Wow. Make sure we give her a whose man's is this later
God,
on.
you gonna stop? Look, stop giving me whose man's is this
Bro,
every
that's whose
damn
man's is this
episode.
worthy, right?
That might be whose man's is this worthy. I don't know.
You mad?
Y'all not skipping. Y'all lying.
You like your bestie even agreed.
Carlton ain't
know.
been my bestie in a little while because he been agreeing with these whose man's is this. He traded on me.
Hey, I be trying to give you warnings. Like, yo, tread lightly because you know his finger be on the trigger.
He be giving you the looks too, so you can catch
Look
it. Like,
now,
all right,
you
now,
just be
come.
giving to me because you just like giving me whose man's is this. Y'all gonna stop
Nah, that
it?
was
The
a
hell
whose
is wrong
man's
with
is-
y'all?
I gotta skip.
You was not skipping.
I'm gonna grab my phone.
All right, so we.
I'm like, all right. Well, if it's like on the dresser or something, I'm like, hold on, let me get up real quick. Go to the.
So
next
are
one.
there levels to the type of music we listen to? We listen to rappers talk about, gangs, violence, all that stuff, and we listen to them.
Who's smashing to?
No,
like,
this is looking off of Smash. I'm just saying. I moved off of Smash and just saying
alright.
levels to like this because we listen to this type of music. So do we pick and choose to what we listen to? Like I won't listen to a child molester, but I'll listen to a gangbanger.
Somebody said something like that.
that's
Somebody
a good
said something
point.
like that before,
But
and
I
it was
think-
like, because a lot of, well, honestly,
I said gangbanger like a white person. Sorry, I mean, but I just thought.
honestly, I think like the distinguishing factor
I
is
did.
that like if we was listening to like a gang member or somebody that like killing people, murdering, selling drugs or something like that, and they was on the track glorifying it, even though they don't do it no more, or even if they still did, then nah. Cause like I
mean,
listen
some
to,
of our favorite rappers, Jay-Z.
I mean they don't
like,
glorify it. They don't glorify it though.
Right.
So
That's
you're
what
just
I'm saying.
telling their
That's the
story.
difference. Like when I'm listening to R. Kelly, he talking about what I know he's doing with children. So it's like that's brazen.
Yeah.
Can't listen to that no more. But Hov would be like, what do you say? Like I told you, did drugs. No, Hov did that. So hopefully you don't have to go through that. He rap about it in a different light.
So back in the 90s, he was talking about what he did.
Absolutely.
And
Back
he
in the
wasn't
90s,
still
2000,
doing?
2010.
You don't think he was still doing that at
he
that
stopped.
time?
He stopped doing it years before he even
He came in
started
the
making
rap game.
music. Yeah.
Okay, but that's just him. But we have some of the other
Oh yeah, we do.
rappers
And-
that we
and-
listen to that still.
Yeah, a lot
do it.
of them be
They
on
could
there
be- they
rapping
could be
about.
they could be a drug dealer and
That's
all
what
of
I'm saying.
that.
So
But
there's,
you not
there's
a. But
levels.
you
So I won't
not.
listen to a child molester, but I'll listen to a drug dealer.
No, I don't think it's nobody that's still selling drugs that's making music. They rap about doing it. If
Bobby
anything, you
Shmurda
got
was,
people.
wasn't he?
Was not.
And
He
what-
was. They was
what's
killing
the
people.
other? What's the other Chicago guy?
They was killing
Your
people.
people like he had a whole hot record.
Who you talking about?
Bobby Shmurda.
I know, but he wasn't selling drugs. He was bodying people. Like
That's what I'm saying. So I mean, whether selling drugs, murder,
Yeah,
whatever.
You was
that
still in
stuff
the
is
club
different, though.
dancing
That-
to
yeah,
it,
that's what I'm
wasn't
saying.
But that's
Don't
what I'm
do that.
saying. We were still.
But you
I'm
was
not
dancing
excluded.
to. So you clutch it. One of
was
our
not-
mixing.
I
One of
was
our
not-
mixing
It's
said
Nah,
you're
it
undercover
was-
clutching.
It was during the weekend. It was during
Whoever
the
that
weekend.
mixer is, no, I'm not.
It was part of the 29%.
But no, but I'm
Facts.
saying, we have all been guilty, including myself, of
Yeah, yeah,
listening to artists who
Yo,
kind of promote this stuff.
when Shmurda and that's what I'm saying though. Like I wouldn't say that they were promoting it. They was more so like probably bragging about it, which is different.
Who's
which
the
is like,
Chicago guy, the Love
don't-
Sosa guy?
oh, you talking about Chief
Chief
Keef?
Keef, yes, sir. He made one.
He wasn't.
And
they wasn't-
everybody was on that song. What's the other song? That's the shit I don't
Love
like and all
Sosa?
that. And Love Sosa.
Don't
He
like. I
was just
mean,
so
they was
trash.
on there talking about gangbang.
You
and
used
stuff
to, but you
like
used to
that.
sing
No, I
it
did not.
down.
No, I didn't
Yes,
like
you
him.
did.
No, he
You
was
used to
horrible.
sing it.
Chicago took a whole L for Chief Keef.
Chicago changed the culture with Chief Keef. Don't let you ever get it twisted.
I mean, I'm not saying nay, but he was still trash though.
This is. I wasn't like up for debate. I was letting you know what it is.
Okay.
You feel me? Hey.
Look at C
I had to get right real quick. Bro. But nah, I see what you're saying though. If anything, I say the closest reality you got to that is people on records nowadays talking about doing drugs, and they actually be doing them. That's boggles my mind.
And
Like,
that's it's like these new rappers, these little. It's
And
like
that's
it's
what I'm
like
saying,
80
so-
new rappers with baby in their name.
So people
Like,
still listen to the song. So I guess, like I'm saying, we pick and choose what we listen to. So we're biased in a sense. We won't listen to R. Kelly, but we will listen to 6ix9ine.
I will hope nobody listens.
I know
Oh,
one
I
listens to 6ix9ine.
We know some people that's listening to 6ix9ine. We ain't,
we
but
did. It was
Well,
a bunch of
this
17-year-olds.
Yeah, it's
That's
these
what I'm
new
saying.
generation.
I'm not even holding them that accountable. They don't even know no better.
Yeah, they
Young
still wet
dummies.
behind the ear, so they still gotta get through life,
But
get to a mature level, and
There's
But
ways to go, man.
I think one of the ways that you're leading into though is that, you know, music is one of those powerful things where if it's so good, it makes you overlook a lot of stuff. If you like it so much, it makes you overlook a lot of stuff you shouldn't be overlooking. Because we still know there's aunties out there listening to R. Kelly right now.
True.
Yeah,
that's
and
extremely
he has
true.
a lot of supporters still.
That's extremely true.
They
put
probably
off
want
of
to
his
bail him
books.
out of jail if they could.
Yeah,
Somebody
they
told
probably gonna
me-
try to go to jail and be with him.
They might.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Right. So yeah.
Moving on, man. To this is actually some sad news here. Unfortunately, but the founder of the African American History Museum in Baton Rouge, Sade Roberts Joseph, was found dead in her trunk, just 3 miles from her home. Now, the 75-year-old had passed away due to traumatic asphyxia. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, which includes suffocation. And then it was reported today that an arrest has been made on the alleged suspect, who was a tenant in one of her homes. And his name is Ron Jermaine Bell, who was the alleged suspect and reportedly was like months behind on rent. So if that was your reason for killing
And
this
how
woman,
he did it.
exactly,
Right. Off of the fact that you late.
she not the reason you late, fam.
He could have asked for extension. Or
Something.
he probably had some extensions because
Yeah,
these months
1200.
late.
Yeah,
There has to be more to that story.
it has to be.
Maybe they were like dating secretly.
No, she's 75.
Oh, I ain't hear the age.
Yeah.
I literally said the
I ain't hear
75
the
year
age part.
bro. Like you, like do you, I really feel as though you were really that student that did not pay attention in class.
Excuse me, I was a very good student, but I didn't hear that. All right, it's okay. Maybe it was
Hey,
because he
I'll
was
be
late on
trying to
rent.
warn you.
Where was your warning seat?
It happened too quick. I couldn't react. It happened too quick.
Man,
Man.
you just oh my
Look, I was
goodness.
trying to figure out like what else could it be because you can't kill nobody off of like rent that you late on. Come on.
You never really, you never really know. Some people really don't care
He
about
might
life.
not. He might not have cared.
Yeah,
about
well,
that.
he clearly doesn't care about
really
life.
could have been his motive. Like, all right, I'm behind on, but it's a dumb motive because, bro, you're gonna get caught. You're gonna go to jail.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So now
And it
he's
seems like she's really done a lot for the community down there in Louisiana.
That's
So, yeah, it's looking bad for you.
how old is he?
Definitely did a lot. That's
I'm
ridiculous,
not sure
man.
how old he was. He was definitely a old fella, but more so he looked like he could have been in his late 40s. But he really looks old. So, you know, he probably been smoking Newports all his life. So that really messed him up.
He was the
Maybe
real
he had a
kind of
mental
old.
health issue or something.
We're not gonna.
Maybe.
We're not.
I mean,
No, I am trying to find something because, like, come on, I just cannot. I know, but what, this is bad.
But out of all things, okay, I'm late on rent, so I'm just gonna kill her.
That's what I'm saying. It sounds so. I don't know.
I mean, have you ever seen First 48?
Yeah, I watch all the time.
Them people be on there killing people for stupid reasons like this
Right.
all
I
the time
know.
for way less. So it's not that hard to believe, and it be in places like Baton Rouge and Memphis or
Yeah,
Louisiana.
it'd be like
Don't have a
$20
mental
and like
illness. They just want to do it.
All right, I'm not saying everybody who does it. I'm just saying in this case, it just
That man-
seems
You want to go interview him?
no.
Let us know how it go.
And what if he has a mental illness?
What if he doesn't?
Then he doesn't. You have to have some level of something wrong to do that.
You know, something's wrong with you because you still wanted to have sex to 12 play if it came
Excuse
on.
me, all the aunties that have sex, they want to bail him out. Forget about
You
me.
not an auntie.
Doesn't matter. It
Well,
should
you
be
are
an
somebody's auntie. That's your problem. That's your
I
problem
am
right there.
somebody's
So
auntie. I'ma
you
embrace
got
it.
you got a mental illness.
Your mother.
She got the auntie illness.
Yup, she do. Oh
Auntie
my
illness out
goodness.
here, nah.
And moving on, man, we also have more sad breaking news. The officer who was involved in the death of Eric Gardner will not face federal charges. So that's a sad situation, man. You know, put this man in a chokehold. He's pleading for his life. I can't breathe.
And you know what they do? They try to like think the stuff gonna die down, and then years later be like, all right, now that we think it's died down, we not gonna convict him. Like we not gonna hear the news anyway.
Yeah, you're gonna hear it. You are gonna hear it.
People gonna start wilding out and taking stuff into their own hands and being like, all right, we don't even expect justice to be served. this officer is still gonna be free. All right, cool. Somebody gonna mess around and do something like pull up to his crib, or worse. Ain't no telling. But
you will really have that
just
one person who really doesn't care about life, and it's like, all right, I'm gonna take you out.
it's justice system setting people up.
Definitely,
see,
man.
man.
So I'm pretty sure you guys probably seen a video that was floating around of the man who was convicted of murdering two son's mother.
Oh yeah, and they ran down on him in court.
Ran up
Oh
on him.
yeah, freedom.
Facts. I would have done the same. I would have done the
free
same
them.
thing. I would have done the same thing.
Freedom. If they not free yet, freedom until they free.
How long can they?
Oh,
They got 30 days
It's light.
for real.
It's
Tell
light.
Kim K bail them out.
Oh goodness.
Get them out.
Can you stop depending on Kim K?
I mean, hey, Kim K been doing her thing
Should we
lately.
get people out? Listen, freedom. One way or another,
Real
they
talk,
getting out.
what would you do? What would you do if you were sitting in that courtroom, looking dead at the person who murdered your mother? What would you do?
And he confessed to it.
I mean, cause that's so hard.
I'm running down on them that day.
Facts.
No, I mean, but then you have to think about,
30 days in jail.
is it 30 days in jail?
30 days in jail.
30 days.
I mean, but then if you kill him,
They didn't kill him. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure
Oh,
they tried
yeah.
to.
Punched him and kicked him.
no,
Yeah,
I'm just
they
saying,
just
like,
jumping.
I don't want to do all that. I feel like you just want to do more than just that.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty
But
sure
I'll
they
take
tried.
the 30 days.
They tried.
I'll take the 30 days.
I'm definitely.
What would you
like,
do though? Can you fight? I would.
They're not gonna let you in the courtroom
I
with
want
a
to
weapon.
fight you. I want to fight you.
Because I feel as though like you're so clumsy. So I feel like if
I
you
am-
would
I am
attempt to try to
clumsy.
hit that person,
I
you
am
would
clumsy.
miss.
Hit the police officer.
Yeah.
Now you got a felony.
So now you getting 60 days.
Now you get 60 days. Then you got
Assault
court
on an
after 60
officer.
days. Now you got 2 years probation.
So you have to.
No, I'm
Violate
not gonna
probation.
miss.
Oh, you're not gonna miss?
Nope.
Yo, you better not.
No, I'm not
better
gonna
not
miss. This is
miss.
one time I'm not gonna miss.
Because if you miss, and if we see it, oh, we definitely giving you a whose man is this.
I made like 10 of those. After that, I am clumsy as hell though. That is a fun
need it.
fact. Aaliyah is super clumsy.
You gotta do
I'll put
better.
people out there.
I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. But yeah, get them out ASAP, man. But that's all we have for what we
It's
mixing up.
not. Didn't y'all hear
Oh,
the
we got
news
something else?
about President Trump
Nah.
and his racial comments against 4 congressional women in the House?
When did he say this?
I don't know actually when, but it's been
All right, 'cause
shooting
you know,
the news.
I've been living my best life.
You
so
have
I-
been living your best. You've been living your best life. So what's interesting about this whole Donald Trump being racist is what's new. It's almost like talking about R. Kelly, right?
Yeah, true.
So I think now that you hear some Republicans talking about it or speaking out, it's interesting to me because it's like, where have you guys been for the last however long?
You probably stopped paying them off.
Nah, they didn't stop paying them mind. They've been doing the same thing most white people been doing, and they've been excusing it because he's white, and they've been trying to get him to fix the agenda, but they realize he don't care about nobody but himself. It's almost like they're talking about this stuff as an issue, not because it's a real issue, but to try to get something that they really want.
Right.
It's like if this didn't go against their agenda, they just keep turning their backs to it.
Right, because they
Right.
said
They've
they've had,
been doing.
of course, you had some of his Republicans who were supporting him,
Absolutely.
as always, as they should, right?
They was only supporting him because, for one, the only reason why he even got the Republican nomination was because he had so much money that if they would have allowed somebody else to get the Republican nomination, that person would have like got blown out the water by him and the Democrat. So they was like,
Right.
at least if we got him on our side, maybe we can get him to do what we want. Now that they realize they can't, it's like now we gotta just talk bad about him or something
Right.
like that. When we all know the only solution is to impeach his ass.
So here's my thing, though. Like,
Impeach his ass.
with the whole race going on, like, I honestly feel like he may win again. I hate to feel that
I don't-
way,
I
but I
don't see
do.
it.
No?
I don't see it, to be honest with you. I really don't see it. I think this time around, I think people are really going to do their homework and really like get out and vote. I think this time around, some people
Did
who
you vote?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Did you vote?
I did. I vote.
Oh, so you'll vote. So you'll vote, and then still have. Go ahead, continue.
A smash for R. Kelly?
Yeah, I just don't understand you.
I did say that I would. I don't know what I would do. We not talking about that no more. Move on.
Nah. But yeah, I think this time around, because and probably the people that thought they would benefit from him being in office, will do their
didn't
research.
benefit
Yeah.
as they thought they would. Now, I don't want to be ignorant. Does anybody know who is leading in the Democratic race right now?
Actually,
so
don't.
many of them. I don't.
Yeah.
Even
Okay.
whoever is leading it, ain't no telling if they're gonna continue to lead. It could be somebody 3-4 spots behind them that could jump in front of them or something. It's no telling.
Okay.
I don't. That's
We
one
have
of
to
the
be
main
as
things.
serious as Diddy was in 2004. Vote or die. He was so extra with that.
Still
Right.
lost.
He really.
Still lost in that. Still lost.
He
that deal
really
with
was so extra. Like,
Hey,
Diddy,
yo.
go sit down. Like, golly. Yeah.
Diddy.
But nah, I think.
you
There,
know,
he was
Aaron-
extra.
You know, Aaron back there, like, all right,
was
she
wild.
got one more time to say something about Diddy.
Right, man, you better chill, bro. You know you gotta chill.
Yo,
you know
you gonna get a whose man's is this,
Oh my
and Aaron
goodness,
gonna
I
give you the
know.
Arthur fist.
Arthur
I'm
Wright.
seeing her back there, yo. She just
Come
be
on,
balling
man.
up her fist like.
You know she trying to make the bend.
She really is.
Hey, Aaron, listen, I know you cool with Rasby still, so tell him we need backstage access for OVO Fest.
You know he gonna be back there. He kind of loco.
Hell yeah.
But nah,
know,
you know what I
right?
think.
What's
You know what I
up?
think one of the main issues is
I'm
though,
looking it up right
because
now.
there's so many other candidates that's better than Trump. It might be too divided. It's almost like we gotta we gotta narrow all of these 1,000 choices down to like one or two, and then try to support them as much. Because if you go back and look at the demographics of Trump's how he won,
Yeah.
it was clearly he was like 3 million behind on the popular vote.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
We all know
Yeah.
the Electoral College is some BS, but he played the Electoral College to his advantage.
Right.
Basically, going to the states that he knew he was going to win.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't have to do much there because he knew he was going to win those. But he went to a lot of swing states, and he went and found, I call it the stupid white people vote. Literally, like the old people that haven't voted in decades or whatever.
Right.
And told them what they wanted to hear because they still got to vote. Made sure that they went out and voted. And then it ended up winning certain states for him, which gave him the advantage in the Electoral College. So now we kind of pretty much got to do that same thing there because, like, you look at states like Pennsylvania, pretty much all over the country in the most populated areas, Hillary was blowing him out the water.
Right.
Yeah.
But then
Hillary
you got
definitely
certain
killed him.
states where their most populated areas don't really outnumber their least populated areas. Like
Yeah,
if
that's
you
very
look
true.
in Pennsylvania, you got Pittsburgh, you got Philadelphia. If you look at them joints by county and surrounding counties, Hillary won. But then
Right.
all of the other places which outnumbered just Pittsburgh
All the rural areas.
and
Yeah.
Philly, those outnumber him when even if it came down to like 1,500 votes or something like that, they still won.
Yeah.
He still gets the entire electoral college vote for that state. So
Well, the week ending July 14th, I actually just looked it up. So Joe Biden is leading right
good
now.
old Joe.
Good old
Okay.
Joe, followed by interesting Bernie Sanders, who seemed to get a lot of heat for his socialist ideologies, to say. And then Elizabeth Warren, who I really like, is followed behind. So we got to keep. She's kind of tied with Kamala Harris. So yeah, we have to keep an eye out on this, guys.
Definitely.
Yeah.
We'll be in tune with that.
Mm-hmm.
Any other news for what we mixing up before we move on?
No,
That was it?
that was it.
All
That's all
right.
I got.
Oh yeah.
All right, bet. So, we moving things on to Shop Talk, man. With Shot Town's finest. He going to hold things down for y'all.
Oh yeah. Listen, man. So we back at it again.
Mm-hmm.
So I do this thing right where I keep my ears to them streets
Mhm.
and I keep them clippers to them heads. Right.
Shirts coming soon.
You feel me? So in the shop, because it was two things. One of the things we kind of touched on already. It was the ASAP joint, and all I wanted to say about that was evident to people. Go out there and do your research. Do your own research.
Yeah.
Realize what the whole entire interview was that he said. Go back and realize that he spoke on it, clarified, apologized that there was like a misconstruction of what he was saying, and don't hold that against him right now being locked up in Sweden. That has nothing to do with anything. We have a citizen locked up in another country for something that he shouldn't be locked up for.
Right.
From what we know, I don't care if you don't feel sympathy for him because it's something that he apologized for. They're not correlated. Moving on from that though, we just had one of the craziest free agencies in NBA history, right?
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry, this is something you can get involved in too, even though it's kind of sports related.
Okay.
So this
Hear
is
that, lady mixiners? We can get involved.
all of us, because it's not just about how well people play the sports and numbers and stuff
Okay.
like that. We talking contracts and commitments out here, right? So this was probably the biggest NBA free agency that we've seen in a long time, based off the fact that they've signed so many people to max deals. Now, max deal in the NBA, you know what I'm saying? If you don't know, people getting like 160, 180, $200 million, whatever, signing contracts for like 4 or 5 years with certain teams, right? So now, moving on to the business side of that, a lot of people is like, oh, they don't deserve that much money. Some people just like, why would you even make that commitment to a team for that long? The teams, they don't care about you, the upper management, whatever. And I kind of wanted to discuss this for a second, right? Mm-hmm. So this is my take before I open up the floor and all of that. Because one of the main contracts that I just seen was Ben Simmons.
I seen that too.
Ben Simmons just signed a 5-year extension to his contract for, what was it, like $170 million?
Yeah,
$170 million. Now, of course, you know, that's split up. He's going to be making a certain amount of that every year up until the $170 million. So that's about what? Like,
break that down.
If he's making like $34 million a year, extra, something like that. You know what I'm saying? So, along with that, though, people like, oh, why would you commit that long to a team? You know what I'm saying? Because we've seen also people getting traded. They got to get their contracts traded.
Like $34 million.
That's like $34 million a year.
Mm-hmm.
And so this was my take on it, though. Because I had to realize in any sport, really, people not just playing to be good. Like, we gotta separate, like, our fandom, whatever, from, like, the business side. Because we got people that play in sport. They want to get paid. They want to have fun playing their sport. They want to compete. But people play for different reasons. Mm-hmm. Some people like, yo, I came from nothing, so I'm going to go after my money at all times. Yeah. Whether I win a chip or not or whatever. And we might be mad because, like, oh, you left my team to go get some money. You ain't going to get a chip. We ain't going to get a chip. Mm-hmm. People be upset. And my whole thing with Ben Simmons, he just finished his, third year in the NBA? Yeah. Technically his second, because his first year he didn't play. So he's like, 21 years old? Yeah. If he plays 5 years and gets all $170 million of him that's owed to him, he's still going to be in his prime. He's going to be like 26 years old, 27 at the most. He can probably get another contract bigger than his 170, you know what I'm saying? Where he can actually get more money, because we know this collective bargaining agreement gets them more money every year. Mm-hmm. That's why people like the NBA or whatever. Then you got people on the other hand like Chris Paul, where he signed this crazy contract last summer. Their season didn't go the way that they thought it was going to go this year, and now they dealt him away. But it's hard to deal him away because the NBA contracts are guaranteed. So it's like if you trade him somebody, whatever's owed to him on his contract, the other team got to pick that up now. So now they got to give away picks, they got to give money away, they got to add other people to the contract to make space for this person when it's almost not a guarantee. Now, as far as people making these long-term commitments and these money commitments, the money commitment side as far as the team and the long-term commitment side as far as the players, I want to know what y'all think.
Okay, so no, go ahead.
No, you good.
No, I want him to rephrase that.
Okay, so to clarify though, basically, you know, some people feel like because teams can deal away players like almost at the drop of a dime, if they, unless you got like a no trade clause or something like that, and especially if you know you're not playing how they thought you, or if you stop playing how they thought you was gonna play. Right. Some people feel like when you sign in contracts with these teams, you shouldn't sign like long term. Like don't sign for like 5 years, 4 years. They might be like do a 1 or 2 year deal, make an option of it. Then some people feel like teams shouldn't be paying these players this much anyway.
Which I agree with that.
For the same,
I feel like because you can't predict what happened in 2, 3, 4, 5 years. So why would you pay so much, not knowing you have injuries, you have so many other things that can occur. So if there's a guarantee, if it's not guaranteed, it's different. But if it is, you don't know. It's so unpredictable. Rather than saying, well, let me not sign. You feel like you can sign a 5-year deal. You will suspect that you're going to do what you need to do throughout those 5 years. So, I don't know. I don't think they should pay them as much. Because,
put it this way, to Klay Thompson just signed an extension. He's just getting a $191 million contract for 5 years. He tore his ACL in the very last game in the NBA Finals. So, he's pretty much going to be out all next season. But he still signed a contract. Right. And they were still confident in
Well, in his case, it's different because even though he has that injury, I think they felt confident enough to pay him that much. But we talking about like new players?
No, so even with a lot of these contracts, you kind of got to be eligible for a certain amount of money.
Okay.
So it's like you got to have.
So what is that in depend? What is it?
it's dependent upon your already like success. Like the reason why Ben Simmons was even able to get this extension was because he's made like All-Star games. He got a Rookie of the Year.
Yeah.
I think he might have. I don't know if he made one of the All NBA teams or something like that. But those are like some of the incentives. Like so, if you get like an MVP or Defensive Player of the Year award or one of the All NBA selections, All Defense or whatever, it makes you eligible for more money on your next contract. So.
See, here's the thing with the Ben Simmons extension. For one, I really don't see him lasting in Philadelphia. I don't see that happening. And then this is also a player, again, in his third year technically, but second year, where he did not take any three-pointers. This is a guy that you're looking at as your franchise player,
Yeah, I'm about to say,
but you can't even really count on him to be a clutch performer like a Kobe Bryant or a Michael Jordan or a Kyrie, or I want to say LeBron, but he's not really clutch. We don't consider him clutch, but his players around him are clutch.
Right.
But I think in this case, I think Philly kind of jumped the gun with that one, because I feel as though they will trade him away. He's not going to finish that contract. And then I think some players, they probably it's a crazy business in sports, period. But I think when you build a type of prime example, no one ever really thought that Russell Westbrook would be traded away because he was extremely loyal to OKC.
Right.
I mean, this is a man who spent 11 seasons
He got drafted
in OKC, and when he signed his max contract with them, I think he had about maybe 2 years left in that deal. I want to say
it might have been 3. It was like 124 million left or something like that.
Yeah, so for him, he signed that because that's where he wants to end his career. He showed his loyalty to that organization. So the owners were like, yeah, he's worth that money.
But that's how I feel like that's what they did with Clay. Clay
is definitely worth the money.
He's worth money.
I think for Clay, he was really looking at it in a standpoint, all right, you know what? They love me here. I love it here. They're going to take care of me. They're not going to rush me back to make matters worse. So I'm going to just take this money, sit on the sideline, recuperate. So when I come back, I'm 100% and can continue doing what I've been doing for the fans.
Yeah, and with Westbrook, though, this is another thing I was going to add, though. Just like how you just said you don't think that Ben Simmons is going to stay there the whole time. Yeah. I think what a lot of these teams look at is they look at, because they got to look into the future. You know what I'm saying? And with a sport like basketball, it's more likely if you got a player playing a certain kind of way that they're going to be playing like this, especially if they're a certain age, that they're going to be playing like this like in years to come. Unlike like football or something like that. You can have a good season this year and a terrible season next year and be out of the NFL the year after that. So the same way you just said Ben Simmons probably still going to be gone, I think one of the reasons why they kept him there, though, is because with the people that they got, like Embiid is young, Ben Simmons is young. It's pretty much the core 2 players they got, and the other pieces that they can get, even the ones that they just picked up in this offseason, like Tobias Harris and all of them. Right. They're gonna. They can compete, and you know how it is. Winning a championship in any sport, it's a certain window when you got a team that you feel like is good enough. You develop that team. But they become good enough or whatever, and then you try your best to win that championship. I think that's what they're going to try to do with Ben Simmons. And that's why I said best case scenario for him is if it don't work out in 5 years or even less, he's still guaranteed $170 million, and he's still going to be young when his 5-year contract is up. So he can dip. But the other thing, though, is that, like, with Russell Westbrook, it was like a mutual decision for him and OKC to part ways because
he found out that they wanted to trade him.
Yeah, it wasn't even that. When they got rid of Paul George, they said that it was another source that said the day that they got rid of Paul George, him and James Harden spoke and was like they trying to get that back together and see what they can do because, like I said, with any team, when you building up a team, you get your pieces together, you see how well they can go, and we've seen it happen like probably 4 different times with Westbrook. When KD was the first one there, they drafted Westbrook, they drafted Harden. We saw how good that was. They went to the finals and lost. They got rid of Harden. It was just KD and Westbrook.
Right.
Westbrook had an injury, and KD had an injury. They got back up together, went to Game 7, and lost to Golden State. KD left. It was just Westbrook. Then they added Melo and Paul George. It didn't work. Then they added Paul George. It didn't work. Then they got rid of Paul George, but they got like 10 draft picks over like the next 5 years. So they probably was like, we don't, not that we know you want to be here, but it ain't gonna be no success here for you. Mm-hmm. And he probably was just like, yeah, I can see it. You know what I'm saying? Because even when I don't know if you've seen his speech. They did like a whole little video tribute to him, and he gave like a speech thanking the fans of Oklahoma City because he pretty much got to move on. Mm-hmm. And it's like, I think that stuff is a part of the reason why a lot of these sports players, when they looking into the future, it's hard sometimes to like balance like your love for the game and wanting to compete and win championships, but also wanting to get paid as much as you possibly can. Yeah. Because you got stuff like injuries. You mess around and get hurt, you can't play no more or something like that. And I be trying to think of like the best possible way they could find these balances. That's why, of course, we already want everybody to get paid their money.
Yeah, everybody wants to get paid, but I think some people, they really, like, you could tell who really has love for the game, but then the people who just have love for the money.
So
like,
does KD have love for the money?
Does KD have love for the money? Mm-hmm. Nah.
He got love. The reason why I would say because I agree. I think he got love for the game, and the reason why I was gonna say this is because
he really could have made
a whole lot more,
but he literally took less out of his max deal so they could sign one of his best friends.
He took less. He took less to go to Golden State so that they can make that work so he can win. And Golden State was offering him $191 million. He took the deal with Brooklyn for $164 million. So he probably like and that crap is crazy because it reminds me of the Jay-Z quote. And Jay was just like, it's different when you like come from nothing for real, or you come from like a lower grade and then they talking money like that. But then he said one of the main things you got to realize is you have to like really sit down and buckle down and think about how much your life would change. Like, I guess over 30 million. Yeah. And when you have a lot of money like that, the reality is it won't. And I had to think, like, for somebody like us, never touched 1 million or 100 million or nothing like that.
Hell no. Right.
When you got that much money and they like, yo, we'll give you 191 and somebody give you 164 or something like that, and you like, I'm gonna take the 164, even though it's a 4-year and a 5-year contract.
Right.
My bad. It was like 221 or something. It was something crazy. But he probably like, yo, he's still gonna eat at the same places. He's still gonna vacation at the same spots. He's still gonna hang out. He's still gonna wear the same clothes, whether he got that extra few million, extra 40-some million, or not for that extra year. And I was like, damn, that's a tough decision to make, especially when you know you're that nice anyway.
Yeah, but I also think too. I think for some players you have, because when you really look at it, we all know that some players who go for the money and whatnot, they have stupidity along with having that much money. You got, when you pull up to their house, they got 25 cars. What do you need 25 cars for? Like, you've had players to where I remember it was an ESPN documentary, and they did it on like athletes who made millions and just ran through their money. And I remember one year Antoine Walker, he signed a max contract with the Boston Celtics. I think it was like for 7 years. Back in like, what was this, it was like 180 something million or something. He was one of like the highest paid players.
This was like
in the league.
Like, yeah, this is a while ago.
Blew through it all on nothing, like everything dumb. Strippers, you name, like everything dumb. Cars, jewelry. Where you have some players that really invest. Like, we all look at Kawhi Leonard and be laughing at him because he's so old school, but yet this man probably still has all of his money stacked up. When you look at Marshawn Lynch, who was in the NFL, that man, I don't think he ever touched his rookie contract.
I think it's crazy for people to even laugh at that, though. That's actually very smart.
It's
probably why white people have generational wealth and we don't, because they don't pride themselves on that stuff like we do.
I always look at people like like a lot of billionaires, I be reading up on them and their lifestyles. And
Like Warren
Cuban,
Buffett.
Warren Buffett, Mark Cuban, they're
Yeah.
very frugal.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't think they are. And there's people that got like a fraction of the money that they got that be out here splurging
Warren
crazy.
Buffett said that he could not afford a new car, and this man is a billionaire.
That's hilarious.
Isn't that though? But think about
That's
that.
a blatant lie, but that's
No,
hilarious.
yeah, we know that. But I think we get the concept of just like it's not a necessity, you know?
Yeah, he probably. I don't even know what the word afford means to him. Like his
Yeah.
definition of afford and my definition of afford.
It's
totally
clearly
different.
too different. Yeah. When
See,
I
if-
read that, I was like,
I don't know if I feel like if I had that type of money, I'm gonna invest in something. I'm gonna be smart with it. But
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I'll keep it a buck. One stupid thing I probably would purchase would be like a helicopter, because I just can't stand being in traffic. So if I need to go to the grocery store or something, I'm going to take my helicopter, get to the grocery
where you
store
gonna park it?
on
Or
top
land
of the
it or whatever.
on top of the grocery store. I'm gonna have my own personal ladder, so I'm gonna climb down.
Why are we entertain you?
Yo,
Right.
listen, just one thing. That's it. Just one dumb thing, and that would be it.
All right, I think you can get one dumb thing.
Yeah, what would be your one dumb thing?
That's a really a good question because I don't know. I have to think about that. Like what I would spend some. I don't know.
What would be your one dumb thing?
Dumb thing, Steve.
I don't know. A dumb thing. I don't know. 'Cause
Yeah,
I don't know.
either.
I would have to think, because if I had that much bread like that, my dumb stuff, I don't think it would accumulate like that bad. Like I would really just be like, all right, if I could literally wear whatever I want to wear whenever I want to wear it, that'd be cool. But I honestly don't think I could really spend that much money on clothes and shoes like that.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
me
nah,
either. I was
I-
thinking that. Like, I just don't
I
know what I
can't.
would spend it on.
I can't do that.
And even if I made like a purchase of something like a helicopter or a private jet, I'd be on some Mark Cuban stuff. Like I'm saving a lot of money. I'm saving a lot of time by having my own stuff rather than waiting at the airport for first
Yeah.
class or whatever. And over time, it's going to balance out if I know what I'm doing, and I'm probably gonna know what I'm doing.
Especially like
Facts.
these people make money in their sleep, man. They
Yeah,
like,
they
you
do.
know,
But
they
Yeah.
make
but
money in
even
sleep.
still, if I still had that money, I'm still gonna be cheap. I will be like, what was Chris's dad's name on Everybody Hates Chris?
What's Terry Crews' character name?
But I would literally be like him. I would be extremely cheap with the.
You like Mr. Krabs cheap?
Yeah, I'm not going to a 5-star restaurant. I don't care. I'm not doing none of that.
You could. I mean, there's a difference between cheap and frugal.
I'ma still be cheap. I'ma still be
Kim
cheap.
Six is extremely cheap. Everybody.
We all
My
we all
God.
know we all know Erin. She'll probably have like a food chain next to her
Don't be
place
trying to look company.
because she always hungry. So you know Erin definitely gonna have every food spot next door to her place at all
Yeah.
Have
times.
them coming in there cooking. She
Yup.
gonna have the nigga from Hip Hop Chicken in the living room.
Definitely
Fries
would.
and chicken.
I really want to think about that, like what I was spending on. I don't know.
But yeah, but no, that was actually good because yeah, when you really look at today's sport, I don't know, you have a lot of players. Which I get, I think more so the players who really should be upset that they're not getting the type of money that they
Yeah.
really do deserve would be NFL players
I agree.
because they literally
Why
go
is
through.
that though? Like, what's up with
It's crazy,
what
right?
is up with that? Like, I
So
don't
for
get it.
two things with that. The first thing I was gonna say is you even got some people that missed their beat on getting these super contracts, and now when they want to try to get their money, it's too late for them. Like that happened to Dwayne Wade. He was never the highest paid player on his team until he came to Chicago, but that was like one of the last couple years of his career. He wasn't the same D Wade no more. So that's why I encourage people to get their money when they can get it. But with the NFL thing, I want everybody to get their money then too. But I just realized I seen something today because they trying to cheat. I forgot which player it was, but they got him listed as like a defensive end / linebacker. And with every salary cap, there's a max amount.
It's Davian Clowney.
Yeah, it's a
Houston,
max
Texas,
amount.
yeah.
It's a max amount that you can get per position. So it's like, say the most you can pay a linebacker is like $15 million. The most you can play a defensive end is like $19 million or something like that. If they got you listed as a DE and a linebacker, then they might be like, we're gonna classify you as a linebacker, so we only got to pay you 15. And then even then, they might try to sell people short then because they like, all right, we don't even think you're going to be performing the same. So instead of us giving you the 15, we want to give you 12, 13.
And that's also the scary part when you really look at the business, because it's like, all right, you see what this person does, and I think it really goes for, you could tell who's really going to succeed no matter what type of system they're placed in, to where, all right, you're willing to give. Like for example, prime example with Nick Foles. Nick Foles was successful in Philly because he knew their system. Yeah. So the money that he got from Jacksonville, he's not going to perform well for what he's being paid in Jacksonville. And everyone's going to see that. So you have players out there who really get exposed when it comes to accepting these max contracts. So it's hard. It's really hard in the business, man.
Yeah, that was another thing I was gonna get at too, because when we talking about the money, I don't be thinking that the money is as much as the issue, because I feel like a lot of these sports, they're not paying their players enough anyway.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Agree.
And probably all of them, even the ones where we know they're getting a stupid bag, because I feel like it should be different ways that they should be getting paid anyway. Like, I think that you got your contract, you getting paid your money, but I think a lot of these sports organizations should be paying. They should have a clause in there with certain accomplishments or whatever like that should make you eligible to be paid in equity. Like if we look at perfect example, we look at what happened in Golden State with Stephen Curry. He got drafted in 2009. At the time when he got drafted, the team was worth like $400 million. It's worth like $2.5 billion right now because of him. You know what I'm saying? So I think like when stuff like that happens, a certain player comes and they change the entire dynamic of your franchise like that. It should be like, we're going to give you this stupid max contract, but we also going to give you this much in equity or something. So even long after, you know what I'm saying, you pretty much got stock in this team. You like damn near part owner of this team. I feel like the Cavaliers should damn near give like 25% of their team to LeBron James, period. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like stuff like that should happen. The same way they got clauses in the contract. You get MVP, you get paid more. You help this organization like this, you should get paid more, because like you just said, anything can happen. And then you got certain people that don't even know the sport like that. You might be like, oh, just because this person was good here in this system, I'm going to bring them to my team and pay them a lot. Right. And then next thing you know, you done messed up their future bag because your team wasn't even the right team for him. Now the next team not gonna want to pay him at all or something. That's how I was feeling about a lot of this free agency stuff. Right. It opened up my eyes. I had to share with the people, and people were sharing with me because my ear be to the streets. Okay. While them Clippers is to them heads. I just had to get that out the way.
That was that was a good shot talk right there, man. You feel me? Moving on, we're gonna do some gear grinders.
Oh, we're not doing Whose Mans Is This?
No, we're going to do Whose Mans Is This. We're going to do Whose Mans Is This. Get into the gear grinders real quick. I think at this point, I think I really need to interview people because again, this was my gear grinder before, seeing people in these sweatsuits. But I'm now seeing it so often that I legit want to stop and ask why you're wearing a hoodie.
Yeah, I seen somebody in Tim's.
And I seen somebody in Tim's too.
Like a few people in Tim's.
I really want to stop and ask you, like, what? It's 95 degrees. Are you okay? Like, why are you dressed like this? No, seriously, it makes me because at this point, what's going on?
I heard hot flashes, but I don't never really heard no cold flashes.
It's
people
crazy.
To be out here in hoodies.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's crazy. And then we'll have the audacity to be like, damn, it's hot as hell out here.
You know what's crazy? Somebody did that today. I had an appointment earlier, and my man just came in here and was just like, yeah, man. Before, like, he didn't turn the light on when he got in. So I came like, yo, why you sitting in the dark? He's like, yeah, man, because, like, when you got the lights on, it adds extra heat, and I'm already hot. I'm like, well, first of all, these are energy efficient lights. They don't even emit heat. My shades, they're opaque. They don't even let sunlight come in through the window. So let me turn this light on or whatever. I turned the light on. He was like, yeah, I'm still hot. I'm like, nigga. I looked at what he had on. He damn near had on a turtleneck. I'm like, bro. It was like the Adidas like track joint, but it wasn't the hoodie. It was the joint where you zip all the way up and it's like a turtleneck. I said that's why you hot, and it was black.
See, now it's generating.
Damn, can we enjoy the summer, y'all? Like fall will be here. You can bring these outfits out soon.
Maybe they don't have summer clothes.
God damn.
He got on a white T-shirt. Everybody got a white
I mean,
T-shirt.
I'm sure everybody got a white tee and some
He could have
shorts.
just thrown a white. You come to
Hell
get your
yeah.
cut anyway, bro. I don't care what you looking like, but if you got on a turtleneck, now I'm
What
on
he
your
say?
ass.
Right.
He was like, "Oh yeah, you right." I think he might have been high too. I mean, ain't no telling.
Okay,
Ain't
he
no
was
telling.
impaired, see, so this count.
Ain't no telling. I ain't
Right,
giving no
he's
excuses,
doing whatever he
you know.
could find and
I ain't
just go
giving
get
no
his haircut.
excuses.
Hey,
I
yo,
ain't giving him no
man.
excuses, bro.
Yeah,
wildin'.
Yeah,
y'all gotta
so
do
people-
better out
yeah,
here.
I
And
don't know
then
what's going on.
one more gear grinder, man. Ladies, I need you guys to understand this is not cute, okay? Stop walking around in the club barefoot.
Oh my
Is
god.
that so? What? That's ratchet.
That's tacky.
Okay.
You know what? That's also ratchet.
Okay.
They're not a part of the Clatchet class, but that's ratchet. And that's dirty. Stop walking around in the club thinking that it's cute. That's not cute.
Their feet
Okay?
hurt.
I don't care. You know your feet gonna hurt.
You do know your feet gonna hurt. You should always have like a sandal. I don't care how.
Exactly.
I would even bring my like pedicure sandals. They
By
not cute.
by
but
that time we've all right, you done had your 16th mimosa. We understand you've been up dancing. You could pull your flats out of your purse.
she said she didn't want to carry. It's too much stuff in her purse.
Nah, don't do that. Don't do that.
I mean, Vic,
Ain't
some
nothing in
people
that
have.
damn purse.
Roll up now. It's no excuse.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah,
no
I'm
excuse.
trying to help out the
Roll-up
ladies who
flats.
want to
It's
not
no
bring
excuse.
that.
For roll up flat, whatever she just said, they got them joints or something. Put them
Yeah,
in
stop
there.
trying to
roll-up.
make
They got some
excuses,
swaggy
yo.
flats out
I was
here.
trying to make an excuse for somebody.
I did try to make excuses
God
for like the
damn.
girls who like don't want to carry their flats.
No,
Nah.
stop being lazy.
I'm gonna tell you like
But
this.
maybe they weren't twerking on the table.
It's
They
a
wouldn't have a
flex.
problem.
It's a flex when we see you. You got on your club dress, whatever. You got on your heels. You look good, and then we know your feet hurt. Then you pull some swaggy sandals out and put them joints on. That's a flex.
exactly.
You get
Can
points
they just
for
sit
that.
down? Just sit down.
I mean,
if your
they can
feet
sit
hurt, you don't
down.
have
They
any
can sit
like
down.
flats.
But they might, you sitting down,
sandals.
you in the club. It's 2 hours later. Now you got to walk to the car, the Uber, or whatever like that. You pull
Yeah.
the flats out.
That's dirty. That's not cute, ladies. So I need y'all to understand. Start packing extra shoes. Put it in your purse, something. Make sure you get
Y'all don't have
your
this
right
problem.
picks in. You know what? Get the right picks in, and it's okay to go up in there and just say get flats on. We understand, but also to that, I don't. Do y'all buy heels that don't fit?
Some may. It could be really cute. I don't want no corns or nothing, so I wouldn't. But some may. No, they do.
Are all heels uncomfortable?
It's the arch and it hurts.
Are they all
I mean, most.
uncomfortable?
Yeah, after a while, some
Your tippy toes all day.
are more comfortable than others.
I actually see some people who walk
On
like
their tip-
on their
yeah.
tippy toes.
But you still
So-
got something that you.
It's a medical thing.
I don't know. Listen, man.
I ain't
Like,
no medical thing.
To answer,
Somebody that has that problem.
All right, well,
To
but you
answer
have
your
others who
question.
I think they just don't want to add any creases in there.
no, she said it's like all of them hurt, and eventually they do. Some are more comfortable than others, but eventually you've been in your heels for long enough, they're gonna start to like your dogs be barking for real,
They gonna be barking,
and you just
man.
gotta
Listen,
sit
As
down.
long as they don't bite.
Facts.
Yeah.
It's like flat shoes for a long period of time.
Any shoes, pretty much.
Yeah.
Listen, man. It's a Dr. Shows out there for everybody. Get right.
Mm-hmm.
I
feel
just
me?
sit down.
Hell yeah,
I mean, I bring
man.
flats,
Sit
but
down
I'll
too.
sit down too.
Yeah, just have a seat. Get your
Now-
section, have a seat.
Did
Get
y'all
off
have
them
any
feet.
gear grinders?
No, I had a whose man's is this?
Yeah, I was about to say we can move on to your favorite segment.
Oh, yeah,
Whose
yeah,
man's
yeah.
is this?
Yeah,
because I
'cause-
know you want to bless this person,
Yes, so you guys.
and I'm
Oh my
looking forward
God.
to you blessing this. Go ahead and share.
So my friend had a post on like Facebook. She was just talking about like the crime. You know, there's been a lot of crime in Baltimore. We all know this lately, and how she doesn't really go out to certain places, especially all the ratchet. You won't find her at the ratchet places in Baltimore. So I have made a comment about like, I don't either. Like if you do, it's definitely not the ratchet places that you'll find me. But I'm all in like the surrounding areas of like Baltimore and outside of Maryland. So I gotta go back to the actual. I gotta read it verbatim for what this guy said who followed my status, or what I said, not even status, her status. He said, "Where can I catch you at next? I usually catch butterflies with the net." Then he put the kissy, the heart, just all this stuff. Then he said, "Yes, keep your fine self safe, boo. But if you ever want to come out, I'll protect you." So y'all know what he does next?
What do you do next?
He puts out his whole number. Like all of the digits It's not even an inbox. It is on a status of everybody can see.
She probably was like, I'm good.
Then he followed behind it and says, no slacking in my macking. I'm just saying. So my friend says, your butterfly catching self needs to have several seats. And he says, but I've never seen a butterfly like her before.
Why does he keep referring to you as a butterfly? You more like an earthworm.
Your mother.
Earthworm
Okay,
Jim?
your
You
mother.
know what? And my mom is in the mix, so I'm
Yes.
glad that she gets to see every time you talk about her.
Anyway,
You're
so I'm
you're
just...
ratchet to talk about somebody else's mother.
Miss Murray, I'm sorry. I keep apologizing. I'm gonna stop saying her name. I really am. I am. So I just put, y'all know the Michael Jackson emoji, like the eating the popcorn, because I'm just like watching all this. And said, he then follows up and says, you watch him paint a masterpiece, huh? Can I have some popcorn too? I was just kind of over it at this point, and I'm blessing him with the whose man's is this, because it's really, really, really pressed. Then I had to go check to see if he actually left his number. He didn't. He erased it and said 443 all mine, and with some like laughing emojis.
He
Get
thought
y'all
that was
mans,
smooth,
yo.
huh? He thought he had
Hey,
game.
yo.
He thought it was good. This gonna do it. Watch this.
Yo,
about to kill him.
it's like
who mans is this?
Got that, yeah. Fellas.
I was just listening to Pimp a Butterfly too by Kendrick Lamar.
I mean, all the compliments was
Unrelated,
nice
but-
and all, but he had. I think when he put his whole number out on the status, that
Played
really
himself.
got me. Yeah, you definitely played
That's what he played
yourself.
himself. It was
You
at that moment when he
did.
played himself.
Like
Congratulations.
congratulations.
Played
You
himself.
played yourself. What do you do with that guy? What would you tell this guy if he was one of y'all mans?
Don't never play yourself.
Facts. At least slide in the DMs. At
At
this point.
least,
Please.
at
Go
least
in
do
the
that.
DMs. Like, you don't broadcast anything in the comment section.
No,
Go in the DMs.
I'm glad you said
especially
that.
when you wasn't getting no love back.
Yeah. I'm
Right.
glad
At
you
least
said
get
that.
at least get played in the DMs instead of out in the open where everyone can see it.
Nah, cause I'm glad both of y'all just said that, cause now that just brought upon a gear grinder for me.
Okay,
So-
hit that gig grinder.
I see people often make comments and stuff, and they'll be like, "Oh, you know what I'm saying?" Like, say if somebody posts a picture or something like that on Instagram or whatever, somebody might like DM them their picture with a comment, and they be like, "Oh, nah, don't do this. Make this comment like in the public on my joint." And I find that I hear women saying this a lot, and this probably happens, but they feel like every time a guy does that, he's doing it because he's trying to hide. Like, he might have a girlfriend. He don't want her to see him making a comment or something like that. But based off what you just said, said, clearly, people don't understand what privacy is. And people
It's 2019. People don't.
know
Yeah.
they don't understand what privacy is.
Right.
No.
Situation you just said was a moment where should have been a private moment. Because now, for one, everybody just sees you embarrass yourself. Everybody just send your phone number. We should call you on a freaking
Well,
mix
yeah,
and
my
tell
friend
you when
said that
and
she
stuff.
said she should
should've-
prank call and make it pretend like she's
But
me.
you got the screenshot?
Yeah,
All
I do
right.
of his number.
This is
All right, so
privacy.
we're gonna call him next week.
We're gonna prank call him. I'm
Yeah.
actually down with that because he.
We're gonna do that.
Call him and get him up out of the
But
out the
then
mix.
but to follow up with this guy, so my friend, she inboxes me and tells me about like don't go there. Like he is just this like womanizer and he has like 7 kids and blah 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 blah. So
Bless that man.
yeah.
Oh.
Yes.
Hey, who mans is this?
So not only did he play himself, but he doesn't know that she came behind him and was telling me about all this stuff about him. So
See,
I
this
didn't
is
care.
why-
I didn't care.
This
But
is all the more reason again why people need privacy. This is why people
exactly
jump in the
because now like
wouldn't play themselves
he didn't
like
even know that she even told me stuff about him. So
Exactly.
now if I was interested, that's a whole dub.
Mm-hmm.
If you just went in the inbox, you wouldn't have had that problem because she wouldn't have known that she was trying to
Imagine,
holler.
imagine
Nobody
walking
else
into
would've
that
known.
situation. 7 kids.
Yeah, but like different like
Him
women.
and Kiki Wyatt might be a match for each
They
other.
might. That's a full basketball roster.
That's,
Yeah,
that's the
right?
Brady Bunch for real.
Yo, stop! Y'all
You
can't
got
be
enough for a
that.
baseball team. You got enough for a football team.
Hell yeah.
I'm glad you brought up privacy though because we
People don't
really
understand what
lack
privacy gear
that
on it.
Mm-hmm.
today, and we just
That's a gear grinder.
yeah.
People
That's
don't
my
even-
gear grinder
People
too.
don't even
Actually,
understand the need for privacy though, and I just be like, bruh,
Yeah.
like they like, yeah, make your comment on what you had. It's like, bruh, for one, I don't know nobody else. Like, if I'm gonna make a comment or something like that, if I want it to be private, it's people who I don't know that I don't want to even
know,
see.
yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? For one, if this can lead to a conversation or not, in a situation like your man's that should have been a conversation, he could have got curved in private.
Right.
Put his phone number out there.
Because he definitely got curved and it could have, right.
And now, I don't even know who this man is, but we talking about it.
Yep.
And now we're going to prank call him.
And now we're going to prank call him. So,
Can't be one track minded. Not everybody got no significant other they trying to hide from, and that's why they jumping into the DMs.
No, you just don't want anybody in your business.
It's
But
just-
I mean, but
Even if
social
they
media
did, bro.
creates this, and people
Yeah.
they put everything out there.
They put
so
everything out there now. People
privacy
don't
is
know what
not like
privacy is.
non-existent.
It's not
What's
at
the
all.
album Invasion of Privacy? Wasn't that Cardi B?
Yeah.
She one of the main. It's ironic though. She be putting her shit out there
Right,
too.
all the time.
Shout out to Cardi though, but she
Facts.
great.
Yeah,
She out here
people
doing her thing,
like I
man.
said, they be having the placenta come out, like having babies. They don't be taking off yet, and they already posting on the
Be out here
Instagram
wildin'.
and having honeymoons. They didn't go on that yet. But
That's OD. That's
Yeah.
OD.
Gotta do better, man.
That's my year rounded on, man.
But actually, yeah, that's all I had for
Yeah, me
Whose
too.
Mans
That-
Is This
yeah.
and the Gear Grinders itself. We can actually close. We have some church announcements. We got two
yeah,
church
so we
announcements.
had some church. Who got? So mine's a little bit. Go ahead. Who got it first? Here?
Now, I was just going to let everyone know that we have our first interview special guest next week. So looking
Spencer's
forward to
March,
that.
so it's been a minute. We had an interview.
So we're going to have some good vibes, good energy here next Tuesday. So looking forward to it.
So my little church announcement. Shout out to my brother Shaka, aka Swiss, and his lovely wife Chloe. They just opened up their business in downtown Brooklyn. So he gave me like a little like backstory. And I just want to read this real quick for you guys. Pretty much, it's the place called Chloe's Corner is what the business is called. It's a co-working event gathering space, and it's in downtown Brooklyn. It's pretty much a space for you to, if you're looking for work office space, if you are having meetings, if you're working, you can rent the space out for a few hours. You can also do it for corporate events, network mixers, paint, yoga, fitness, dance classes, and so much more. So if you are in the Brooklyn or tri-state area or New York tri-state area, they're having a 3-day soft launch grand opening from July 19th to 21st. So they're kicking things off with an art exhibit on the 19th, a pop-up shop Saturday, and Kids Day on Sundays. Time specific on flyer. Well, I have the flyer. I'll send that y'all. So if you're in the New York area again, in Brooklyn, stop by and check out Chloe's Corner.
That's dope,
So
man. Congrats
excited
to
for
them.
them.
That's a big power couple move, too.
It's a huge power
Yeah.
couple, and I like the concept. So they pretty much just renting out space for people to host events, meetings, whatever else they have. But
That'll
that's a
be
dope
dope.
concept.
That'll definitely be
Going
dope.
down, man. That's definitely lit.
Shout out to them.
Shout out to them.
Hell yeah, man. Other than that, that's all I really have.
Yeah, me too.
That's all I
Until
got,
next
man.
week.
Yeah, tune in next week.
Also, we have an interview and roundtable mix.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
so they can we keep them here and involve them into the roundtable mix like we always do. Should be very entertaining, man. But for those who were tuned in tonight, if we had any new mixers, thank you for tuning in. We appreciate the support. Hopefully you'll come back and tell your friends to join as well.
Yep.
Again, make sure y'all check out our sponsors: Sour Life Clothing Line, Capture the World, Rich King Brand.
Yep.
All right, black-owned businesses support. Till next week.
Till next week.
Same time, same place on Radio on Fire. It's your big dog Kid 6. Chi-Town's finest. And your girl, Aaliyah Yee. And we out of here.
You can catch me sitting sideways.